What's up, guys? Welcome back to Build Cool again. Today, we're back to work on our dirt bike to street legal adventure bike build. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and get our motor mounted. So we're going to go ahead and try to get this one, the lower one down underneath here, and this top one all mounted in. But first, we're going to have to put the wheel in, make sure everything lines up, and then we'll start figuring everything out. And then once we get all this stuff taken care of, we'll go through and get into the next round of parts we've got for this thing. So we'll unbox the gas tank, the seat, and some other cool goodies we've picked up for this thing. Before we get started, let's go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep on building cool. With all that being said, let's get started. Alright guys, so we got our first motor mount in the rear welded in, and as I get ready to weld in the second one here, I noticed that this isn't really gonna work. Let me show you guys why. So under here, we've got one, but there's this block right here, you can't really see it, but it's gonna make it to where when these bolts come out and the motor needs to come out, this thing's not going to be able to slide back. It's going to have to come straight up and then out. And so, if I weld this mount here in like this, it's going to hold it in here, which means you can't lift it up and you can't drop it down. So it's going to make it not really usable. So I think instead of doing 4 mounts, we're going to do 3. We're going to use the one back here, then we're going to use this guy underneath here, right there. And then we'll use the one up here at the top to tie it into the frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tubing, weld it between the frame here, and then we'll try to take these tabs here and see if we can make them work to this guy under here. So let's get going. it's the next day here. So we got a good amount of work done. We got both these motor mounts tied in, and the motor's sitting nice and stable. So now we just got to do this one last motor mount today, and then we can get to the fun stuff and unbox all the goodies. And while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and go through and break down the budget so we can see exactly where we're at and where we stand on this thing. I feel like we still got plenty of budget left to do whatever we want on this thing. So with that being said, let's get going. Guys, the motor's mounted and the parts are unboxed, and words can't even describe how excited I am for this build. So we've gone ahead, gotten everything kind of laid out here, and let's go over where we're at on the budget with this thing. So let's start with the dirt bike that we originally started with. That thing was free, so our budget is still at 0 with that guy. This Honda XL 250R frame, this thing cost me $250 shipped to my door off eBay. Then we went ahead and got the engine. The engine was a big hit. That was $599. But for a 0-mile motor, you can't go wrong with that. Then we got this gas tank here. That was $94.95. And it even included quite a bit of surface rust on the outside for us to take care of. The seat was $29.69, which really wasn't bad for how great that thing looks. I was expecting way poorer results. Then we got the tires here. I accidentally ordered the wrong ones, so they didn't include tubes, but those were $98.50. Then down here in this box, we've got everything we need for the wiring. We've got the coil, we've got the ignition, we even got an extra spark plug in here. That was $51.99. And to get us to this point, with all the tubing and the hardware to get the motor mounted in, was an additional $50, which brings our grand total to $1,174.13. And for how much bike we have right here, that's not a bad price at all. And so we still got quite a bit of our budget left, being that we've got $2,000 to spend, and all we have left are just little knickknacks, which are gonna add up, but all the main pieces here are all already here. So we'll be good. I think we've got this under control. So before we get out of here, let's go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep on building. And in the next episode, we're going to work on getting this gas tank mounted, maybe get the seat mounted, and start figuring out some of these goodies. And hopefully, even more will show up. So I'll go ahead and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace!